to everyone here, and for those joining virtually, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Peace Corps' Global Connections Growing Together Storytelling event. My name is Darlene Grant, and I am Senior Advisor in the Office of the Director of the Peace Corps, a returned Peace Corps volunteer, Cambodia 2009 to 2011, and former country director to Mongolia and Kosovo. On behalf of the Peace Corps, we are thrilled to be back at the Kennedy Center's Millennium Stage for our third storytelling event. This year, the event is even more special, as this week is Peace Corps Week, which celebrates the founding of the agency by President John F. Kennedy on March 1st, 1961. This gathering and the stories of growth that will be shared are a tribute to his enduring legacy. This event represents the first time that all of the Peace Corps is represented in our storytelling. Most people, when they think of the Peace Corps, they think of the typical volunteer that serves in countries around the world for 2 years. The Peace Corps, however, is more than that. It is also the Peace Corps response volunteer, serving on shorter, more focused assignments. It is the staff that supports our volunteers. It is the local counterparts that collaborate with the volunteers. It is the community members with whom volunteers live and work. Peace Corps volunteer service is intensely personal. It's an experience that most often ends up as a story of growth that is embedded within the context of professional work, community, relationships, and the agency's mission of world peace and friendship. This evening, we have returned volunteers, Peace Corps staff, volunteers who are currently serving, former students, and a Peace Corps counterpart, each taking the stage as exemplars of Peace Corps storytelling culture. We hope that their stories about how they have grown together will excite your imagination, inspire you, and give you a glimpse of how Peace Corps' approach, grounded in mutual respect and collaboration, is a catalyst for connection. Our next story comes from the dynamic duo of Jian Zhang and Fabian Ryan. Jian, who hails from New York, completed her service as a Peace Corps response volunteer in St. Vincent and the Grenadines 2023 to 2024. Jian is joined by one of her students, Fabian Ryan. Fabian, a 5th grade student in one of the schools where Jian started her Peace Corps service, is now in 6th grade at New Grounds Primary School in St. Vincent. Please welcome Jian and Fabian, who will share their story and unlikely friendship.
At the age of 70, I left my 2 young grandchildren and served as a Peace Corps response volunteer last year. The invitation from the Ministry of Education at St. Vincent and the Grenadines came because of their local students' learning loss in the past few years, partially because of a big volcano eruption. So, when my landlady's family took me to visit La Soufrière, the active volcano, I was totally in awe. Fabian, their 9-year-old son, a student in one of the schools that I was serving, took me onto the trail towards the crater. I was saddened greatly by the vast stretch of forest destroyed, the ruined villages abandoned. Fabian's story of the most recent La Soufrière eruption broke my heart.
I was 7 years old then on December 27, 2020. La Soufrière began to tremor and rumble, and on April 9, 2021, huge smoke rose from the volcano and covered the sky. I remember looking outside to see nothing but darkness, even though it was daytime. This continued for weeks, with rumbling of the volcano and ashfall. All schools were forced to close for more than 2 years between COVID and the volcanic eruption. I felt lonely and frustrated. I terribly missed seeing my teachers, hanging out with my friends, and the one-on-one tutoring of the Peace Corps volunteer working in my school. When school finally resumed, Miss Jian came.
Fabian and I bonded quickly despite our age difference. His bright smile and warm hugs were magical in curing my homesickness. He took me around the neighborhood and fed me with the wild plums from the trees. Fabian is always interested in the world outside the island, including American culture and Chinese culture, once he learned that I was a first-generation immigrant from China. At his urge, I taught him some Chinese expressions. Every morning, I cheer up when I hear Fabian calling out,
Zhao Shang Hao, meaning good morning in Chinese.
When I discuss with his mother, a teacher in school, about work-related issues, Fabian would chime in,
Bie Zhongji, meaning don't worry in Chinese.
That always made me laugh and forgot about my worries.
I always have to remind Miss Jen not to worry because she worries about everything, like what to eat, what to wear, what was the right thing to do in school. I was even her little translator for local Creole and interpreter for Vincent dialect. Every time I went down by Miss Jen, she was always busy, but somehow found time for me. She taught me how to create digital artwork with a software called Procreate. She taught me how to create a story, something I enjoy doing and would love to continue.
As a lifelong educator, I believe the best teaching is to engage students in doing something they find interesting and meaningful. That was exactly what I did with Fabian, the very essence of my teacher training last year, promoting learner-centered, reading and writing-based curriculum and instruction.
After school and on weekends, Jian and I worked on creating children's story about St. Vincent. Our story shows that with the help of the Peace Corps dove and the Vincent parrot, our national bird, protected St. Vincent from 2 aggressive foreign dragons. Several teachers in my school and other schools have shown the video to their classes. Students all loved it. I hope that more students in St. Vincent will get to improve in their literacy by reading and writing.
From a student struggling with reading difficulties in early grades to an amateur online children's story writer, Fabian has taken a big leap forward with direct help from more than one Peace Corps volunteer. Before the close of my service this year, Fabian has written, illustrated, narrated, and self-published on YouTube his own children's story, Boats Lost at Sea, that filled me with pride. I feel that I've found my third grandchild while serving on St. Vincent Island.
I am proud to be Miss Jian Zhang's grandson. Thank you, Peace Corps, for giving me an American grandma and opening up my world. Share, share.
I have a Kleenex here in my pocket. Thank you, Jian. Thank you, Fabian. The power of connection is truly evident in your story.